Hey there, welcome to Kodo and Mechanical. Today I'm going to show you how to extend the life of your water heater. Here I've got the water heater that's in my house. It's a Rheem Classic Series Professional. Alright, we can see that the mechanical date 5/28 of 2019. Not very old. We'll see the manufacture date right down here, 10 May 2019. So it's about 3 years and 8 months old or so. Now the reason I'm doing this video is because the other day I saw one of my neighbors getting their water heater replaced. These houses are not that old. They're approximately 3 to 4 years old. I think his was built before our house was built. And it just seemed kind of odd to have them replacing a water heater that's only between 3 to 4 years old. I'm the second owner of this house. I've never done maintenance to this, and I don't know the history of maintenance done to this water heater. So today we're going to look at the anode rod as well as the T&P relief valve. I went to go pull on mine and it's not seating all the way back. Seeping slowly, and I can kind of hear it hissing a little bit. So we're going to be looking at that today. Let's take a look at the tools, equipment, and parts required for this maintenance. First off, we're going to need a hose. The reason for the hose is we're going to drain our tank, and it's good practice about once a year to drain the tank all the way so we can get the sediment from the bottom of the water heater. Now a lot of that sediment can come from hard water, and it also comes from the anode rod, which is the sacrificial piece of metal that is going to deteriorate, and that ends up at the bottom of your tank. The next thing we're going to need is a couple of pliers. I've got some Knipex Cobra. Love these things. We're going to need an adjustable, a new T&P relief valve, some Teflon tape, needle nose, again, Knipex, a long 1/2-inch ratchet, and a 1/2-inch drive socket that is 1 1/16. Next thing we're going to need is a marker and a large flathead screwdriver. The flathead screwdriver I'm going to use to open and close our valve here. Now it also has 2 flat spots there, so you could put your adjustable wrench on there. We'll see which one works out best. Now it's important to match your new T&P relief valve with the same one that your water heater currently has. This one says it's set to 150 psi and 210 degrees Fahrenheit with a max output of 105,000 BTUs. Our new one says the same thing. 150 psi, 210 degrees Fahrenheit, and a max hour input of 105,000 BTUs per hour. So this is going to work perfectly. Before we get started with anything, we got to turn the water heater off. So I'll go ahead and rotate our knob to off. Right there. We're also going to be turning off the gas. And we're going to be turning off the water. So I got a ball valve here. Go ahead and turn that off. And we'll locate on top of your water heater. Mine is back there, so we can see this is where the anode rod is, and it's got this bushing around it. Now yours might have a plug or something similar. Mine just so happens to be pretty easy accessible back there. So we'll be able to get our socket into there so that we can remove the anode rod. Before that, we're going to hook up our hose to our drain valve, and we'll be able to start draining it. And just hand tight. Then we're going to make sure that this is facing right at our drain. Ew, it's all from my furnace and humidifier. And we'll go ahead and open up the valve. Get in the middle there. All right. So, wow, it's got some pressure. Slow it down. We'll let that drain for a while, and we'll get back to taking off the T&P valve and the anode rod. Now that our tank is empty, we're going to go ahead and remove our T&P valve. First, we got to remove this discharge pipe. I'm going to grab my all 16ths and loosen that up. Set our discharge pipe up to the side, and we'll put some new Teflon tape on that. Alright, now on the T&P relief valve, there's two flat spots. They usually got the arrows on them. We're going to put our all 16ths once again right on there. I call them all 16ths, you know, because they're adjustable. Okay. And we'll just unthread that. Got a little suction there, so now we'll drain some more out. And oh boy. Okay, so now I can see why it was leaking. So inside of there, we got some corrosion. That's preventing our valve from closing all the way. Yeah, I think this has been leaking for quite a bit. Just very slowly. Next up, we'll do our anode rod. So we'll take our 1 1/16 socket and we'll insert it into there. This one's a little tight. I think the bushing has gotten a little too hot. All right, we're in there. Then we'll add our ratchet. Make sure to turn your ratchet to off. You know, you don't want to kill the battery on it. And let's see how hard this thing is. You might have to, depending on your situation, I'll probably grip right here. And yeah, it's a little tight. That feels like it's pretty loose. Take this off. Turn it by hand. Oh yeah, she's unthreaded. And let's see if we can get it out. Let's go ahead and insert our needle nose there. Pull that out. Oh boy. Okay. Set that aside. Okay, so that's some buildup. She's long, which is good, I suppose. All right, let's take a look at this thing. Taking a closer look at this anode rod, you can see some big chunks missing out of it. Overall, not too bad. I mean, it looks like it's still all there, but a lot of this is going to end up at the bottom of the tank as sediment. All right, now this is where you can take your old anode rod and your new anode rod. Now I'm not sure what this is made out of. It might be aluminum or magnesium. I went ahead and got the magnesium one. They were the same price over at Save Big Money at Menards. Yeah, I don't sound anything like them. But we can see it's a little bit longer. We'll see if that's an issue or not. Set it here at the top, sorta. It looks like we might be good there. So we'll go ahead. We've got our new anode rod. We're just going to test fit it for now, see if we need to trim any length off. Kind of doubt it. Easy. Easy. Faster but easier. Okay. And drop it. Let's see. No, I think that's good length, so we'll go ahead. Now that we got our anode rod back out, we're going to take some Teflon tape, go around our threads, approximately, well, no minimum than 3 turns. Go around, keep a little bit of tension on it. Just like that. Tear your tape away, and you'll have the trailing edge of the threads in the direction that we're going to be threading the rod in, so that our tape doesn't just come off this way. So as we thread it in, it'll go with the threads. All right, let's go ahead and insert our anode rod after we've taped it. Seated down in there. See if I can start it with my fingers so that we don't give it nature's Loctite. Cross thread, that's what I meant. Then we'll take our socket and our ratchet and go ahead and tighten it down. We want to turn our ratchet back on. Get it in here. There we go.
Alright.
Let's see. Yep, that's good enough. Don't know torque spec. Could probably look it up, but it's pretty tight. Alright, same thing with our T&P valve. I went ahead and put some tape on there. We're just going to insert that. Started by hand. Take our all 16ths. And it's already feeling nice and tight, so we'll just make sure that we get it straight up and down. All right, next thing we gotta do is put our discharge pipe in here, and we're almost done. Went ahead and removed all of the old Teflon tape off our discharge pipe and put some new Teflon tape on it. So now we gotta do is thread this guy on. Started by hand. And give it a few turns with your adjustable. And that'll do. Got our new anode rod installed. We've got a new T&P valve installed. And our discharge pipe is going all the way down perfectly. And the most important part, we're going to take our marker and we're going to mark right on the side of the water heater here. We're going to put anode rod, today's date 2/18/23. We're also going to put T and P valve, same date. Now we can keep track of the history of the maintenance on this water heater, so I can come back a few years from now or many years from now and check when these things have been done. Now we can go ahead and open up our water supply and start filling up the tank. And we'll be able to check for some leaks. Once we start filling up, then we'll go on and turn on our gas and our gas valve. Once your water heater's full, you probably want to go upstairs, open up a few faucets at every location, maybe even the shower, to get all the air out of the lines. Go ahead and turn our gas on. Turn our knob over to pilot. We'll hold the pilot button. That'll release gas, and we'll press our spark igniter a few times. And we'll verify that, yep, we've got pilot. So we'll hold on to the pilot light for a few more seconds. Go ahead and let go. And our pilot light stays lit. Perfect. Next we'll go ahead and turn the knob over to on. Set it to our temperature. Just gonna go on a little higher than hot. And our burner is on. Now we'll just go ahead and put our insulation back. Put our cover back on. Perfect. That's a wrap. Alright, so that's it. We've got a new anode rod installed, TMP relief valve installed, replaced my leaky one that I had before. Now I can rest assured and make sure that this water heater is going to last me many more years to come. I can come back in about 5, maybe 10 years or so, we'll see. Take a look at the anode rod and replace it as needed depending on the condition that it is in. If you guys have any questions, comments, even criticism, put it down in the bleacher section. Let me know what I did right, what I did wrong. I am not a plumber. I am HVAC, so anything related to HVAC I will do. I have dealt with some hydronic heating, but that is as far as I know. There is a humidifier back there, and I've got a video that you can watch so you can install your own humidifier and avoid those bloody noses and static shocks. As always, thank you for watching Code 1 Mechanical. Have a good one.